Most people spend decades dreaming about retirement. They picture the mornings with no alarm clock, the freedom, the peace. And then one day, retirement finally arrives. And something feels wrong. Not wrong in a way you can point to. Not wrong in a way anyone would understand. Because from the outside, everything looks fine. But on the inside, something quiet and unsettling has taken hold. And if you've ever felt that way, or if you're worried you might, stay with this video until the end. Because the real reason retirement feels harder than expected has nothing to do with money. And almost nobody is talking about it. Imagine waking up on a Monday morning with nowhere to be. No meeting, no deadline, no one waiting on you. For most of your working life, that probably sounded like paradise. Picture that sense of pure freedom. Open days, open roads, the whole world available to you. And yet, millions of retirees describe something surprising. A restlessness they didn't expect. A quiet fog that settles in. Days that blur together. A feeling, strange and uncomfortable, of being somehow lost. Here is what most people never consider. We spend years preparing financially for retirement, saving, investing, planning the budget, but almost nobody prepares emotionally. And that gap between what we expect and what we actually experience is the first hidden reason retirement feels so much harder than almost everyone anticipates. Think about it this way. For decades, retirement lived in your imagination like a destination, a finish line, something you were moving toward. And when you finally crossed it, part of you expected happiness to simply arrive, to be waiting there for you like a reward for all those years of hard work. But here is something most people don't realize until they are already living it. Happiness is not a destination, and retirement is not a reward. It is a transition, a profound, life-changing transition that most of us walk into almost entirely unprepared. And yet, the expectation gap isn't even the deepest reason retirement catches people off guard. There is something else, something hiding just beneath the surface. Something most retirees never see coming until it's already affecting them every single day. Picture a typical workday from your past. The morning routine, the drive-in, the familiar faces, maybe the coffee, the small talk, the rhythm of the day unfolding around you. It probably didn't feel like anything special in the moment. But here is what that ordinary day was quietly giving you that you may have never noticed. Structure. A reason to move through your time with purpose and direction. Routine. A rhythm that held your days together and gave your weeks shape. Identity. For decades, when someone asked who you were, part of your answer was what you did. That connection runs deeper than most people realize. Purpose. A reason to show up. A problem to solve. A contribution to make. And social connection. Real, daily human interaction. Conversations, collaboration, the simple warmth of being around other people who knew your name. Many retirees walk out the door on their last day of work and unknowingly leave all 5 of those things behind, not gradually, all at once. And here is what makes that so difficult to see. You can't point to any one thing that's missing. The house looks the same. The family is still there. The bank account is fine. But something essential has quietly disappeared. And that invisible loss is behind more retirement struggles than almost anyone talks about. Think of it like this. Imagine removing the frame from a painting. The image is still there. The colors haven't changed, but without the structure holding it together, something fundamental feels off. That is what happens to many people in the early years of retirement. The frame disappears. And suddenly even the beautiful parts of life feel a little less defined. But there is still one more hidden loss, one that goes even deeper than structure or identity or routine. And this one is the most important of all. Most people believe that when they finally have freedom, they will feel fulfilled. But here is what decades of research and countless real-life stories continue to show us. People do not wake up in the morning needing to be entertained. They wake up needing to matter. Imagine a retiree with a full calendar and nowhere meaningful to be. Imagine having every day free, every hour available, and yet feeling somehow invisible. That is the quiet crisis that so many retirees experience and so few ever talk about out loud. We are wired for meaning. Every single one of us. We need to feel useful. We need to feel like our presence in the world makes some kind of difference. We need a reason to get out of bed that goes beyond habit. Here is a line that is worth sitting with for a moment. Freedom without purpose can slowly start to feel like emptiness. That sounds strange, because freedom is everything we work toward. But picture a boat with no destination. It can drift beautifully for a while. The water is calm, the horizon is wide. But eventually, without direction, the drifting begins to feel less like peace and more like being lost at sea. Many retirees describe exactly this feeling. Not depression, not ingratitude. Something quieter. A slow, creeping sense that the days no longer quite add up to anything. That feeling is not a personal failure. It is not a character flaw. It is simply what happens when purpose disappears from a human life. And here is the good news. The real good news. The retirees who figure this out become some of the most fulfilled, vibrant, and energetic people you will ever meet. And what they discover is surprisingly simple. Picture someone spending a morning volunteering at a local food bank, or imagine an older adult mentoring a young person just starting out in the same field they spent 30 years mastering. Think about someone in their 70s learning to paint for the first time, or joining a hiking group, or showing up every week to a community choir. These are not extraordinary people. They are people who made one powerful discovery. The happiest retirees do not wait for meaning to come find them. They go looking for it. They volunteer. They teach. They join communities built around shared interests and shared values. They stay physically active, not just for their health, but because movement itself is a source of daily energy and joy. They pursue passions that life was too busy for before. They maintain close, meaningful friendships. They contribute. They stay curious. They keep growing. And every single one of them has understood something that changes everything. Purpose does not retire. Only careers do. Your need to matter, to connect, to grow, to contribute, that does not clock out when you do. It follows you home. It gets up with you every morning. And the people who thrive in retirement are the ones who find new ways to answer the oldest human question there is. Why am I here? What am I for? So here is something worth asking yourself right now, and take a moment with it, because this question matters. If nobody paid you, what would still make you excited to get out of bed tomorrow? Not what would be comfortable, not what would be easy. What would make you feel alive? What would make you feel useful? What would make you feel like today, this one ordinary day, actually meant something? Maybe it is teaching something you know deeply. Maybe it is creating something with your hands. Maybe it is showing up for people who need you. Maybe it is a cause that has always lived quietly in your heart, waiting for you to finally have time for it. Maybe it is something you have never tried before, but have always wondered about. Whatever your answer is, that is your compass. That is where your retirement needs to point. The problem was never retirement. The problem is a belief, quiet and widespread, that retirement itself creates fulfillment. It doesn't. But here is what does. Purpose, connection, growth, contribution. Once you understand that, something shifts. Because now you know that fulfillment is not something that simply arrives. It is something you build, deliberately and lovingly, one meaningful day at a time. The most successful retirement is not the one with the most free time. It is the one with the most meaning. And that kind of retirement, the deeply fulfilling kind, is available to you right now. Not someday. Now. If this conversation resonated with you, leave a comment and share what gives your life purpose today. What gets you out of bed with something to look forward to? Your words might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to hear. And if you want more honest, thoughtful conversations about living stronger, healthier, and more fully after 60, subscribe and come back. There is so much more worth exploring together.